Okay, so after fumble number one, he goes to a house party, right? Young Neil told this man, if a hot chick's ever in town, bro, like, you know, a hot famous chick known by the name of Envy or whatever, and she's out of your league, knock her down a peg by making fun of her, which is a real thing that a lot of guys do. It's called negging. Envy Adams comes back and so he starts talking shit. He's like, oh my god, Envy Adams is here around normal people? You know, maybe why don't you go back to where you came from, fucking famous bitch? And she's just not feeling it. And no one's feeling it. No one in the party's fucking with Scott. All the homies hate Scott. He's like, let me buy you a drink. It doesn't really work. She forgives him. She's like, hey, you can buy me a coffee. And they talk about it. So Envy and Scott go out to get coffee, and she's like, yo, I'm not actually a bad person for real. And Scott's like, starts venting to fucking Wallace about it. Wallace ain't even really listening for real. He's just saying whatever Scott wants to hear. Eventually Scott goes home and the cat comes back. Scott's happy about that. He's like, oh shit, Gideon's back. The one thing I have from fucking Ramona is... So him and Envy go out again because, you know, Envy's kind of fucking with him at this point. And he's like, hey, are we ever gonna get back together again? And she's like, what? And he's like, can we have casual sex? Again, Scott's in a very dark point in his life. It's gonna be a reoccurring thing, okay? Just keep that in mind. Envy's like, look, I'm dealing with somebody else right now. It ain't gonna work. And she's like, do you even remember what happened? Scott does not remember what happened. In fact, Scott actually has a shitty ass memory and he's horribly delusional, right? So half the things in the that's a spoiler. She's like, look, people can change and maybe Gideon's not as bad of a person as you think he is, right? And that's when he sees this motherfucker. And bro loses his shit, has a breakdown, and runs off crying. I feel bad for Scott at this point, because this is the second time he's fumbled. And here comes the third time.